Moreover, it is eternally true that the outside mirrors the inside, as within, so without. A man can receive nothing unless it is given from heaven, and the kingdom of heaven is within you. Nothing comes from without. All things come from within the subconscious. It is impossible for you to see other than the contents of your consciousness. Your world in its every detail is your consciousness objectified. Objective states bear witness of subconscious impressions. A change of impression results in a change of expression. The subconscious accepts as true that which you feel is true, and because creation is the result of subconscious impressions, you, by your feeling, determine creation. You are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. And this is one of my quotes that I use in the post by Neville Goddard.
Sound check, sound check, sound check, sound check. Yes, totally leaving that in the video. Welcome back to, man, I haven't done a commentary in a while. These types of videos are actually my favorite type of videos. I love doing them on the old channel. I love doing them on that hidden channel where I did not show my face. So amazing. Somebody's gonna go find those channels. Anyways, well, not the one that I deleted, but may find the one where I didn't show my face. Pretty much, before I do these Lunar's Lost Treasures, though, I say in the beginning, if you're from my reaction type, like if you're from my side, the side of my subscribers that like my entertainment side, click off the video, because this is a little bit more raw. The raw me, the real me, I would say. I don't know, because all aspects of what I show are the real me. Some may be a little bit more, I don't know, likable than others, and then some parts of me everyone likes, like, just accepts for me, which I love those kind of people that do not judge and just love you for loving you and just being yourself. Not if you're not hurting anybody. But I don't know, I just felt like saying that. I just flow with the divine that flows through me, because I am a paladin. It's just becoming a long running thing now. But no, in all seriousness, I had a dream yesterday that I was getting ready to shoot. Actually, before I even begin, I don't even have normal intros on these, but I had a dream yesterday that was crazy, and not normally crazy. Like, I never forget any of my dreams either. It's running through my head as I'm talking about it right now, and I'm gonna get more detailed. I talked about it a little bit on my Snap story, but it made me, the way I interpreted it, it made me think about a bunch of things that I'm here to do and videos that I've made before. Where do I even start? I don't want to make this video too long. This is going to be like kind of like, I wanted to throw it together in Lunar's Lost Treasures, but I didn't want to make it like a crazy official one, because I kind of get deeper with those in a different way, but this is kind of deep. But I had this dream, and it's pretty crazy. Like, so I just thought that it was funny that I've been watching Critical Role, and I don't want to put any spoilers for anyone who doesn't watch it, but one of the characters ended up sprouting wings, and they were like almost like skeletal wings at first, but then over time they started to feather with more dreams she had. But for anybody who knows like the fallen angel symbology and all of that stuff anyways, when it comes to real life, this is where I'm going to get a little bit more deep. So before I get deep, just another warning: if you're from my reaction videos, I would say like click off. Do not watch these, because they're a little bit more raw and I'm a little bit more honest about things. And I only say this just for people who may not be ready to hear certain things I say, or but if you don't agree, that's fine. But if like it doesn't bother you, shit, keep listening. But pretty much, we are all technically fallen. This is our fallen state. These are our lowest forms. Earth, we're carbon-based beings on Earth. We're all trying to get back home to the source. Or maybe some people are trying to stay here. I don't know. I don't know the key at the end of the day. All I do know is one thing that I've realized is true through many mentors that have found me, and then in my path of becoming my own mentor, eventually how the path ends up, like you end up like Buddha, or you end up the monk, and that's really it. Your completion will be realized once you go within yourself. The only way you get out of this little reincarnation cycle we're in is going within yourself. You are your own master. Like, you can go to a master until you're your own master. That's the whole thing, where the student becomes the master. So it's time to buff up, become a badass, learn yourself, love yourself, because the world becomes much more open. Like, the universe becomes so much more vast than all these people like claiming that they're into spiritual. And that's not to shut anybody down, but I'm just saying, like, it became a trend. But I feel like people who walk the real path of the warrior, of this, like, being a spiritual warrior, and like, I'm talking, it could be anything. These Valkyries, these people who think they're, like witches, or like voodoo and all of this stuff, whatever path you walk in your faith in yourself, like, it's not a game for people like us. And this dream last night showed me that. And it's crazy because recently, I feel like this dream, actually, I'm so glad I just made that connection. I think I made that connection because that's literally my higher self coming through. But there's this girl that I was talking to recently, like normal, just like, and we didn't get into a little thing, but I was reminding her, like, there's things that, like, I know that certain people do not know. Like, I don't get, like, a lot of my information came from mentors, and I've had the pleasure of talking to certain people that, certain people, well, I would say that everything happens for a reason. So I was bound to talk to these people one day anyways, but I've had, what is it called? The liberty, or just the blessing to talk to certain people. By taking risks, though, I made the jump to reach out to certain people, and they reached back. And I think they could see that burning passion, that burning heart in me to really figure out what all of this is. So I've gotten deep accounts of what is going on, what is the matrix, and it turns out to be you, and that this levels up beside you. Anyways, point is, there was a girl that I talked to recently. We kind of stopped talking and fell off a little bit, which sucks because, I'm starting to meet a lot of, like, reflections of myself who are, like, on the same wave as me, that, I really thought I was alone in it first. But for some reason with my manifestation, when I think I was alone, I don't get a reality reflected of what I think sometimes. Like, for me, it works a little bit different. I get, like, it's almost like the universe kind of nudges me along. It'll start bringing people to basically say, hey, you're not alone. Like, don't think you're alone. But the truth is we're all alone, because we're all one energy, but we're separated. But I got to get to the dream part. But all this matters. Trust me, all this matters. The point is, let me just go back to the girl before I get into any other esoteric stuff. When I was talking to her, I lowered myself, which was the most ignorant thing I could do. But I realized all of this stuff was coming in time with the shift on the planet, and, like, also we're leveling up with the shift, and our consciousness is constantly rising. And I realized that I was saying to her that, oh, like, just most people don't know what I know. And I kept saying it to her. And she said to me, which it helped, because that's how it happened. Like, we're always helping each other. And I seen the lesson in what she said, because I witnessed it on a mushroom trip way earlier before meeting her. And it was literally that she was like, I like, acknowledging certain things about people, blah, blah, blah. But you don't always, I forgot what the exact words were, but it was something like, the main part that matters is you don't have to constantly remind people that, like, they're below you or don't know as much as you know. And I feel like what happened in the instances, but these are personal feelings, is that she jumped way too quickly to thinking about what I said. Like, I didn't realize I was saying it to her that much. But see, that's fair, because that just means, I would say, to me, that she has really good awareness about her, or picked up that I repeat things a lot, or repeated that certain thing. But the reason I was repeating it was more because out of a worry, and I don't know why I was having this worry. Must have been because, like, I just felt she was just such a cool person, but I was worrying out of nowhere of losing her. And normally I'm not like that, but I was worried of, like, stopping talking to her. That in the moment I made the dumbest thing. I hopped, like, kind of back into response, and was like, I said, "Oh no, if you thought like I was doing that out of like ego, or kind of being like, oh, people are lower than me, no, I did not mean that." I started, like, kind of apologizing. But then, I don't normally like listening to myself back, but then I played the messages back to myself, and I said, what the fuck was I saying? I am so dumb. First of all, well, I'm not dumb, but I was just like, see, and then that's what I used to basically tell her that's what happened. I was afraid to, like, weird you out because of the stuff I know. So I kept saying, certain people just don't know what I know, and I was using that as a reminder, like, I'm kind of a little bit worried to break out my shell around you and really be telling you, like, the things that I've learned through so many, like, countless like information and books, and just the sources that I have, and then going within mostly to, confirm which parts resonate with me and which don't, that discernment, spiritual discernment. But I was like, that was out of just being worried of losing you. I wasn't trying to, like, put people under me, because that's the one thing I grew up trying to avoid. I love making sure everybody knows, hey, yo, we're the same, in the sense that we all bleed red, and we all take this journey. We all make it back home at different times. Like, it's. So I'm never like that. So when she said that, I was like, yo. At first, it was like a little bit of offense. I was like, this is the first person that has ever said that about me. I'm usually, mostly, everybody's like, it's not like I'm used to good things, but that's who I am, like, naturally. I'm not trying to pretend to be a good person. I just am a good person when the time counts. And if some people think I'm a horrible person or an asshole, so be it. But this right here was genuinely a moment where it was someone, like, for me, it was like someone really thinking that I had, like, this negative intent. It was saying, like, oh yeah, I'm just above people with my knowledge. No, it's not that. Because there are times I wish, like, I've even said this to people who I believe that are above my knowledge. I've said, damn, sometimes I wish I was ignorant to what I know. And they'll go, no, they'd be ignorant to say something like that. And I'm like, damn. So that's what I said. I'm always in this middle ground. And it feels like, I mentioned this is also why I mentioned the things about feeling like I'm in a movie, because it always feels like I can't get away from both sides of what everyone thinks about me. Almost like there's this person who thinks this about me, this person who thinks this about me, and now we're getting to the dream part. So now this is where the dream part comes in and plays such a role. So if you're still here with me, thank you. This is where, in the dream, I was surrounded by, I think, like, some squadron I was with, a squadron of, like, angels, or we were some beings with wings, and it could have been phoenixes, because there's a song that connects with me a lot. I just know my wings were white, and almost like they were, like, kind of shiny white, like they had white fire on them. At least that's how I like to imagine. I'll use the imagination to make it just more flair. But pretty much we were in this building trying to, like, I was either trying to save people, I don't know, but the sense was urgent. I was rushing around. I was like, oh damn, like, I was like, come on, we got to get out of here. Like, I was trying to grab people, move them. I was like, yo, we got, like, they were wounded too. It seemed like it was my band of people, and it was just a small group of us, and I couldn't really see faces that well, but some people seemed familiar, but I just don't know how. And I was just moving them, and at one point I became lucid. Usually, like, every dream I'll realize, oh, I'm dreaming, boop, where am I on the astral plane? But I jump into action. I'm trying to get people out, and this just, like, people started dropping. I'm telling you, like, and there's another girlfriend that I have who told me that her dream last night was crazy because she heard screaming, and in my dream there was a lot of screaming. So there's some occasions where me and some of my friends will have the exact same dreams. Like they'll be there, and it's all connected. So they'll and I was like, oh shit, I didn't tell her like maybe you were there, but maybe she was around. I don't know, or maybe she heard it. Maybe she heard out like part of my uh, astral plane experience. She found herself slipping into the dimension, or maybe part of mine found itself leaking into hers. I don't truly know, but it was crazy nonetheless. And yeah, dudes, like people getting slaughtered. Dude's head just blew up in front of me, blood all over me. I'm like, oh shit, this is real. So where it's gonna tie back, you'll see how I tie it back into what I was talking about earlier with the girl thinking that like I was saying what I said for like trying to be above people, because it's not. And I'm gonna also say why that chains me, hence chains. But funny enough, yeah, so dude's head blows up and I'm like running around. I got like almost like superhuman speed, because I was moving pretty quick, but I was just opening windows. That's what I remember. Another thing, I was just opening windows and trying to move quickly and like look around. I'm like, oh, what is this entity killing us? It's invisible. It's like the unseen enemy. And I open a window and I stick my head out and I look back down the hall, and one of the dudes is getting like hung like around his neck. Something is grabbing him, and I think everybody was like figuring out what was going on. They were like, oh, I feel it too, and it was like almost like invisible nooses. They were getting hung. So I was like, oh, we're angels getting hung. Then I started to feel it tighten around my neck, and I was, oh nah. So every time I tried to throw it off, it felt like another one went around, and I was like, yo, I was like losing my shit. I was like, what is going on in this shit? So then I said, you know what, screw it, I gotta just get out of this dream. I gotta wake up. So I ran behind me, and there was like a hall or another window, and I ran. I think I opened it. I jumped out, and as I jumped out, I started to fall, and it was almost like as if I could see the arms or the hands of whatever was doing this, something like that. And all of a sudden I just like I don't know if I took off the noose or the rope or whatever, but I threw it off, and then like almost like kind of like it was almost like how you can like will things into existence. I feel like in the astral plane, and definitely the planes that go above this one, most it starts getting more and more ethereal, in your mind, more connected to your mind, based on things I read and things I've experienced. So it was like willing it. You thought fly, you were flying. You thought up, you were doing whatever action was up. So me, it was almost like a sensation to be like wings, and I felt my whole body vibrate, like when I'm usually most dreams feel like how I'm on a mushroom trip. So it felt like that. So it was almost like I could just use my mind if I just focused, and I just wings. And as soon as I began to take off, I flew up, and boom, like something, chains grabbed out and yanked me down. And it was like either a girl or a voice of some sort of being taking on the form of a girl whispered in my ear that I'm still chained or bound to this plane, like I can't fly, like my wings. But as soon as I got yanked, when I was seeing the sky, the light blue sky, I was up there. It was actually kind of looked like it was turning midnight when I was not midnight, it looked like it was turning, is it dusk? Kind of like the sun's coming down, when you will just say sunset, when I was flying up. But this part of the sky was just so blue, and I was just flying up. I just remember twisting, turning, and then just I got yanked. It was like, and I heard my wings almost give out. Long story short, I woke up at that moment. Woke up, breathing. Felt like I was losing air. Felt like I was really being choked out. So I first thought, goddamn, something's coming for me in my dreams. But like I'm getting closer and closer to flying, to like opening my wings and flying, and I'm almost there. And there was two senses. Like I'm getting two senses like right now. Like I almost like want to cry saying this, but two things I feel like really stand out. Was I was trying to save people, I was getting weighed down and the flying. So I guess three things. And it was an entity that I couldn't see. And it was kind of a woman's voice who said this to me, that like I'm still bound by this plane. But I'm trying to shake the feeling to cry. But pretty much I got like pulled, and I woke up and I just sat there for a moment like, holy shit. I was like kind of taken back by the whole thing. But it was awesome because I felt like I had done it. Like my wings are I'm there. I'm almost there to being completely who I'm supposed to be. Like I'm right there. I'm getting back to wholeness. Like I'm getting back to source. Like I'm really almost like I'm really like, I understand we're all like, a lot of us are old souls and some ancient souls, some motherfucking dragon souls, but something felt like in that moment that I was truly becoming the dragon. Like I was awakening again. Like I was really awakening. Like I've had dreams where I was always flying over city tops, flying free, never restrained. And it seemed like in this moment that I was trying to get back somewhere and I got bound. Like I got like pulled, like that I was not allowed to go higher, but it felt like I almost broke free. Which now, to wrap that back to the beginning, is I think that was what has been going on, because the higher planes reflect the lower planes. So there's some amount of work that I'm doing here right now that is freeing whoever I truly am. I'm really freeing it, because personally, from that, I'm going to tell you, like, I know I'm an angel, because like it's funny. There was also a conversation where me and my mom were talking about yesterday, where like how I have this like rare little heartbeat thing, and I was making a joke about the hot, like literally being built different. That's where you could slap the ego on me. Nah, but I wasn't like saying I'm literally built different than people. But this little heart thing that I remember when I was going to get it checked out, people were they were freaking out at first, and I was like, what the fuck? But they just didn't know that in my records I was like born with it, so it's like, okay, who knows. Point is, not something that I worry about. But the reason I brought it up was, you know, because I've always felt different my entire life. I felt like I was just this essence of good, and it seems like it was always trying to be challenged by people because of what their perception on good looks like. And what I believe good looks like is genuinely, like, first of all, being yourself, not sacrificing yourself trying to be a people pleaser. But what good looks like is when you're genuinely good to yourself, and you're just good to others off the bat, regardless of it. It's natural. It's so natural for me, so I can't explain it. It's almost like, it's like, say if someone I didn't like, right, did something, which this is hard for me because it's hard to even think about people I don't like, because there's no one that I actively make sure I remind myself I don't like. I feel like that's what being good is. There's nothing I don't hold anything against people. People who aren't in my life now, best wishes to them. Hope they're doing well. But I'm not actively sitting here being like, I gotta make sure I remember I don't like this person. I don't hold that, and I know that there's people that hold that about me. And that's what I feel like being like good is, or being like at a space of where you're almost enlightened, is where you just like don't care. You're just naturally just not really fucking with people or trying to bring any pain to the world, because the human experience in general is just traumatizing. That's what it's, you know, meant to be. But once you have that awareness that you can make it the best of what it is, then I feel like just being good, or just being nice in general, or whatever, is just like really just, it's simple. It's nothing complicated. I don't want to try to make this part complicated. But going back to the angel thing, I really do think I'm an angel. I feel like I stand out above, like I stand out in terms of, I was trying to find a way to say it. I stand out above the rest when it comes to what I genuinely feel like I'm here to do. Like, I don't hide my intentions. That's the best thing I want to say about me. I don't hide my intentions. I make sure I let you know. There's something about being bold and forward that I just like. And it really ties into that paladin shit. I just like, even though I don't really have too much, like, I wouldn't say I have much faith in myself, and if I did, it'd probably be a scary reality for motherfuckers who came across me. I'm not gonna lie. If I had true faith in myself, I'd be unstoppable. Like, some of the people that I meet that really know who the fuck they are, like, I have an idea of who I am, but I'm not standing in my power every day being like, I know who the fuck I am for real. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, I don't want to say humble, because humble could also be a limiting word to you. I hope you know that, because if you look at the definition, to be humbled, it's actually, there's bad connotation behind it, and that goes back to the words and spells that they catch you with. But I'm what a lot of people say is humble, and I just be thinking about the things. If I was like an extreme version of like knowing who I am but still trying to remain humble, I'd be dangerous, you know, because I already don't really care about like people who want to leave my life and stuff like that, or needing anybody. That's not me. It never has been. I've gotten attached to people in the past, but I'm back to the point where I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. Like, I know who's meant to be here for me will be here for me, and I'm just supposed to treat my, like, really, this is funny enough that I seen this quote by one of my mentors, B.O.B. recently, but treat myself like royalty until those who come that are meant to be here will be here. Everything is meant to be how it is. But really tying it back now and just wrapping it up is, yeah, like, I feel like that dream was telling me that I worry too much. I'm still just like years ago when my ex told me I care about what people think too much. I think that's what it is. I was afraid to abandon those people in there because of, I was trying to save it. Maybe we were saving normal people, because the woman's voice said I'm still bound to this plane by, like, I think the choices I made. Like, and somebody in there, oh, that's a detail I forgot. They said save yourself. Like, you need to save yourself. That's the sense I got. And I almost didn't want to. Like, because a core part of me in that plane was more selfless than I am here. But I guess the version it would manifest here is maybe like the way I'm doing my videos and stuff. Like, because, you know, I do a lot of videos a day, and maybe it was a part of me like, oh, you're giving yourself out too much. But, you know, I've been learning that I need to relax a little bit more, but I just felt like that's the thing, is most of the things, now to get esoteric, that's what I mean, is a lot of the things that happen on this plane are what bound people to it. You're supposed to enjoy this experience, but not be attached to it. If you get attached to life down here, you get stuck down here. That's how it is. That's how this thing works. You will reincarnate here if you cannot get over, and that may not totally be true. That's only the truth that I've realized through the many wild things I've been able to tell people and pull from, like, past life memories and the Akashic records. I know for a fact that you get stuck in a reincarnation loop down here if you get, and some people are back as avatars just to help other people get back home. So, like I said, I truly don't know what's going on, but I know a part of it is getting stuck in a cycle of coming back here. Because when I awakened and realized that shit and started having I have deja vu every day. No video I do is new. No video that's recommended to me is new. I notice sometimes halfway in that it's becoming like I'm starting to get deja vu, and then by the end I realize, oh, I remember when I uploaded this. Oh, I remember when I made this video. Oh, I remember when I said this. And part of it is just shaking it and moving forward. I just have to. I just have to, someone like me. But yeah, I felt like that was another thing of the example of, like, wings. When she said that to me in real life, that's what I thought it was like, it was represented in that dream. Of it came out in a different way. It was in my subconscious. I'm trying to fly, and I feel like things and beings and entities that are with certain people are trying to drag me back, trying to keep me bound here. And I have to remember that this shit is not about pleasing people. I was, like, sitting here apologizing to her. I never found myself doing that. But it was almost like, and I'm not gonna lie, maybe I was in the presence of a goddess when talking to her. I literally, this is just me naturally. Still, this whole video has been, but I do believe like all girls are goddesses. It's what I believe. It's how we get here. We get here, but I feel like a lot of them do not tap into that goddess stream of power that is theirs. And I feel like that was the sense with her when I said it back in my voice message. I was like, yo, like, if you felt that way with me, if I came off like that, then that has to do with you or your discernment or whatever you feel. But I'm so stupid. I just, like, abandoned a part of myself doing that dumb shit. And I don't know if she respected the answer or whatever. I don't really know. Like, we slide up on each other's story here and there. I don't know, like, compliment each other here and there. But we don't really talk as much as we were. She was calling me most, or, like, I'll say mostly. I don't want to say like every night, but most nights just pop up, start calling me. But it went away. It was nice while it lasted, but like I said, I'm not attached to things like that. I found myself getting attached, and that scared the shit out of me because I was like, I don't do this for reasons like that. And that wasn't even a True Colors moment. That was like a part of me coming out. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I started apologizing for being myself. Like, I know that I don't put myself above people. So, like, if you sense that from me, maybe that was just the greatest release. That was awesome. I love that. I wonder if the mic picked that up. But if she sensed that really has to do with her. I don't know. Because I don't put myself above people. I don't want people to think that I'm above them. I'm on this journey just like you. I'm someone who's really going inside to do the work. So when I say that there's levels, I say it in terms of I'm not going to have everything I've done and worked up to this point shut down. Like, and that was my own fault in that situation doing that. But I mean, like, that's the reason I was saying it to her was just so I didn't lose her. I didn't want to say some weird shit. But, certain assumptions are good when you're assuming to create your reality, but certain other assumptions are bad. And I know this, but in that situation, yeah, no. The one part of it is that I should not have apologized. If she sensed that, like, I was being like, it felt like that to her, I should have just let her believe what I believe. Didn't even explain myself and just leave. Because I find myself explaining myself a lot. I don't need to do that. I feel like a lot of people do that unintentionally. It's like, maybe that's like the people pleaser part. I was trying to be like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I felt so, like, I lowered myself. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I was, no. I've been through everything. Visions, dreams, having to see family members die that actually ended up dying. No, there are levels to this shit. I'd be lying and being, like, ignorant as fuck if I said there weren't. So I didn't mean to come off like that in the moment, but the truth is there are levels, and that just has to be respected. You're not going to go up to a master who's been training something their whole life and be like, master, I don't think there's levels to this. I feel like a master right now with not knowing any of this shit. Like, no. So I definitely know what I was saying in the moment and why my intent behind saying it. And if she picked up that from it, that I was just saying it to lower, which that was sad because, like I even said, you must not really know me then. It is what it is. I don't know if we will talk again. I'm not sure. There's a lot of people I talk to now. It's increasing every day, getting a bit overwhelming, but I can handle it nonetheless. I enjoy it, and I love everyone that has told me too that there's been a lot of reminders that, hey, what will be, and what won't. And that's like my favorite saying now. And that the people who are in my life now who genuinely want to be with me will be with me. So don't sweat it. And that's it's been good. So yeah, I'm out of here. Take care. And I'm posting this on Christmas, so Merry Christmas if you celebrate. But every day should be celebrated. Every day is a holiday. Make every day a holiday if you can. And yeah. And I'm out. Peace out from Lunar or the many things. I almost wish this channel had my name, Yolden. I love the Yolden Relve. Maybe in another life if I'm still coming back here, but maybe even if YouTube exists in that timeline, I don't know. But for now, Lunar is dope. A lot of people fuck with Lunar, so I really fuck with Lunar too. I like thinking that like I'm a paladin of the moon. Anyways, much love and light. As much as I can give out. And I will see you. Peace.